Oh boy. The All 22 was released as of this morning. I found it, had a chance to watch it, and yeah. So this very good Saints defense. This is a very good run defense. I'm not going to take it away from them because they struggled in one game, but it struggled mightily against the zone read. Like the game plan of the zone read being the principal offensive set where the offensive concept we're going to use and we're going to build around the zone read, it worked. This was a very, very good game plan. All right, y'all. Let's get it. What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, division rivals? This is Stephen Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel, the sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever it is you get around to watching us. Once again, guys, my name is Stephen Hyder, and this is Gate City Sports Channel. Today's topic, guys, we're talking zone read. Jalen Hurts, Doug Peterson in the zone read proved to be very deadly against this New Orleans Saints defense. And I'm not taking anything away from how good the Saints defense is. I just think it got caught. It got caught last weekend because it had no answer. It really, you could tell, did not expect the Eagles to attack them in this way. I don't know why they didn't see it coming because I could have told you this was going to come, and I even said it in the pregame. But nonetheless, it was not prepared for this, and it shows on the film. And I got to be honest. Yes, this is a very good Saints defense. We all saw the numbers. How long it had been since they gave up a 100-yard rusher. We got them with 200-yard rushers. Some things got to be shouted out here. Like, Doug, for all the crap I give him, and I still think his situational play calling is very frustrating, but the game plan, it was A+. I don't know all the components and who put this in. Was this Stoutland and Deuce having a say, kind of mixed it in with her? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know who was the originator of this game plan. Maybe it was Doug himself. I'm not sure. But they deserve a huge pat on the back. They should have gotten a gift card to go take their family out to dinner. Because I'm going to tell you guys, this worked. This worked as well as the transition into the RPO-style offense with Nick Foles. Okay? The way that the running game through the RPO opened up the passing game for Nick Foles, basically this zone option read for Jalen Hurts opened up the whole game for our offense. Right? So without further ado, guys, we're going to run the film. I'm going to show you the good. I'm going to show you the bad. All right? We'll probably start with the bad, and I'm going to show you how we switched it around on them, and we started hitting in the game with it. All right, y'all. Let's get it. All right, ladies and gents. At this point in the game, it is a 3rd and 11. The ball's on New Orleans 43, okay? At this point, we have controlled the clock in this game, right? First drive of the game. First drive. And we've already had the ball for over basically almost 7.5 minutes. We've had the football. We did this through a lot of quick, easy one reads, misdirection stuff going on, confusing the defense with some zone reads. It was a very, very good game plan. I'm not going to lie. So 3rd and 11. We're in a downslide here, right? Because we've had a couple of consecutive penalties that really unraveled some of the work that Jalen Hurts and his offense had done. I mean, we were down to a 3rd and 1. It looked like it's going to be, just easy pickup here, and we end up getting what they called it's not really a false start, guys. More so what it was an illegal shift by Zach Ertz because he didn't get himself set for a full second. We followed that up with then a false start that was called on Greg Ward Jr. So now we go from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 11, okay? So, the Eagles. How did the Eagles come out on this 3rd and 11? Well, they're going to come out in, surprisingly, 11-man personnel. So, you're coming out with trips to your right side, or three wide receiver sets. Not necessarily trips, but 3 wide receiver set to your right side, which the right side of the offense is your field side. The left side is your boundary side. Okay, we have essentially a 6-man offensive line front here because we have Dallas Goedert in line to the boundary side there. And you got Jalen Hurts in the shotgun. You got Miles Sanders right beside him. This is a little unique because you can see that New Orleans is starting to feel it, right? It's 3rd and 11. They're expecting a pass. So they're bringing pressure up on that line of scrimmage. They've got 6 in the box, and they've got them all on the line. So, in my opinion, Doug has this beautifully called. And I know it's not exciting on a 3rd and 11 to see a run. Nobody wants to see a 3rd and 11 run, right? I mean, I get it, but it is a very good play call because what ends up happening is you got even in the run. You're even in the run because New Orleans is in a 2-deep safety look. So now you're even. You got 6 linemen, counting Goddard. I know he's not a lineman, but just stick with me, on 6 defenders, 6 D linemen, 6 defenders, period. I know some of them are linebackers. Just stick with me. You're even in the running game. When you're even in the running game, you have the advantage, okay? Here's the deal. The Eagles are going to call a little zone read here. This is outside zone read. Jalen Hurts had a phenomenal game, guys, but I will tell you right now, following consecutive penalties, this was a bad read by Jalen Hurts because you've got to know what your read is outside zone, and you got to know where the advantage is because you have a 6-man box and you've got 6 blockers. That ball needs to be in the belly of the running back, not yourself. You got to know how to read these things. So what you'll see is at the snap, you'll see the zone blocking start to get set up here. You're going to have, 2 double teams setting up that edges, basically. And what you're going to get is you're going to get Jalen Hurts, who's going to hike the ball. And then at the hike, this is why Jalen makes the misread. And I don't really even I don't put this 100% on Jalen because a lot of coaches teach this. But what he sees is I believe that's number 94, is at 91, crashing down. Okay? When you see a defensive end crash down, a lot of us are told that when you see him crash down, then you hold the ball and then you take it outside and you bounce it outside. And luckily, Jalen Hurts is such an athlete, he gets a big gainer. But this is why you have to count. You have to use the counting method. Okay? You've got a 6-man box with 6 linemen. Look at all that green space if that ball's in Miles Sanders' belly, guys. This might have been a touchdown if Miles Sanders can make someone miss at the second level. It was a bad read. This was a bad read that, to be honest with you, 99.9% of people are not going to catch because, simply put, Jalen Hurts' athleticism turned a bad read into still a good situation because the guy ends up picking up like 9 yards and making it a 4th and 2 just based upon the fact that that defensive lineman crashed down and Jalen Hurts is so fast that it takes the safety getting back over the top to get in there and stop this from being a first down pickup because of Jalen Hurts' athletic abilities. But I will tell you, if you look at that green grass, Miles Sanders might have had a touchdown here. No harm, no foul, because it's still a good play at the end of the day, but it's still a misread. This is something that a young man will get better at as time goes on. But I want to show you the next play because this is, in my opinion, one of the last times I saw Jalen Hurts make a really bad read in this zone, option type offense. After this, I felt like you saw the kid really come alive and he got it, how to read it, and he started beating New Orleans badly with it. All right, ladies and gents, the very next play. We are 4th and 2 at the New Orleans 34. There's 4 minutes, 55 seconds left in the game. All right, here's the deal. We know where we are at this point in the game. We've had 2 consecutive penalties and a really good, individual effort from Jalen Hurts, but a bit of a misread, which probably could have been a score. But nonetheless, we're in a good positioning. Jalen Hurts has us in a really good position at 4th and 2, right? So, this is going to be a little inside zone action. All right. The Eagles are in 11-man. You got let's just split it up, your boundary and your field side. To your boundary side, you got your X, your boundary side receiver being Alshon Jeffrey, and then you got a flanker right beside him. You have a slot right beside him in Greg Ward Jr. Now to the field side, you got Jalen Reagor there all by himself. You got Jalen Hurts in the shotgun, Miles Sanders split off to his right over towards the boundary side, if you will. Here's the deal. This time, New Orleans is expecting this to be a run, and I can tell by the way they're lined up. To begin with, they are in an even front, this time with your center uncovered. Now, if you look, this is what you're going to see. Number 99 is a nose tackle. Now, some people might consider that to be a 2-eye or a 1 technique. That's basically what he is. He's to the inside shoulder, basically, of your right guard. Now, number 93 is your 3 technique. He's to the outside shoulder of your left guard, Suamalu. So right away, I know that they're in a 43 over. But this is what you need to do when you're in these type of situations. You know that right now the Saints are +1 in the running game. And I can see that by their 7 defenders in the box here. If I'm Jason Kelce and I'm Jalen Hurts, I'm going to treat this like this is a 43 over pro. Meaning I'm going to treat number 58 as if he's in that 0-0 technique. 0-0 meaning on the second level, that linebacker, your Mike, is over top of the center. I know he's a step over, but just given the circumstance of what's going on, I'm treating that as a 43 over pro with a 0-0 technique coming out of number 58, the linebacker there. That's how I would call my line protection in this particular situation. And what you're going to get here is Jason Kelce at the snap. He's going to go in and help double team that one technique, right? He's going to bump him basically into his right guard. And then Kelce needs to get to the second level and take on that 0-0 technique. He's got to get to the second level and he's got to get to that linebacker. In return, the other player that has to get to the quote, unquote second level is your left tackle here. It's Mailata. Jordan Mailata must get to the second level. In this regard, it's not really the second level, meaning Mailata's got to come out. He's got to bump, essentially, that wide 9 you see there. You got a player out there in a wide 9 technique who's outside of basically your tight end. And then he's got to, you don't want him to bump your wide 9. I apologize. You want him to bump that 3 technique. You want him to bump that 3 technique and then go ahead and you want him to clear out Malcolm Jenkins. Malcolm Jenkins traditionally he's playing your Sam, right? Your Sam linebacker. But even though he's not at the second level, that's still Mailata's basically assignment there. The only reason that Jenkins goes through the backfield untouched is because of Mailata. But nonetheless, and there's definitely blame to go on Mailata on this play. Also, Jalen Hurts has to do a better job of seeing that you're in a 43 over and call it pro. You got 7 in the box. When you get 7 in the box, the traditional read and the traditional way you react to this, guys, is that you tuck this down outside of the running back's belly. You pull that down, and then you get outside. Now, at the hike, you can see what happens here, right? Watch Jordan Mailata. He doesn't pick up his guy. He's not getting to the second level. Because he doesn't get to Malcolm Jenkins, you got Malcolm Jenkins coming clean, okay? Because Kelce or Hurts or both individuals don't call this as a 43 over pro. You don't have Hurts essentially holding that ball and getting outside. Instead, what you get is a free defender coming into your backfield there to get a tackle for loss. This is something that, I'm going to be honest with you, as the game went on, Hurts got a lot better at reading this stuff, guys. He got really good at reading this stuff, and I didn't see these same types of mistakes being made. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to show you guys just how good Hurts got at doing this, and let's watch this a second time when you can call something a 43 over pro and how Hurts read it. All right, ladies and gents. So, here we go. This is the positive. Really good positive, really good showing. Way to see that your quarterback is progressing and understanding how to read defenses. A lot of people think about reading defenses from the quarterback perspective and talking about coverages. But it's more than that. You have to be able to read run defense and how a team is trying to stop you as the quarterback. We come out at 2nd and 10. The ball's on our own 18-yard line. There's 1:47 left in the second quarter. We come out in 11-man personnel. If you look to your field side, you see your boundary side. On your field side, you got a 3 wide receiver set out there, okay? And then on the boundary side, you have an inline tight end who's, obviously, if he's inline, he's up on the line of scrimmage. Hurts is in the shotgun with Miles Sanders out towards kind of the field side. So the offensive right, if you will. In return, before I go into in return, there's one little wrinkle here that I want to point out before I move on film here. This was a really nice design by Doug Peterson. Because what he does to the New Orleans Saints defense to hold that field side is he fakes a little wide receiver screen out there. This will be important for going forward. How do you keep teams from completely shutting you down when it comes to things like the zone read, right? Because teams will get smarter. They'll start learning how to pick this up and defend it. So you have to have a counter. One of the ways you can counter this is through an RPO. Essentially alter this into that RPO style. Look over the defense. If it's there, if you see the defensive line adjust it the wrong way, you do it again. You hit them with that run. But if they do stay to their gap assignments. Well, then you're pulling it back, and instead of Hurts running, you're having that little throw out there to the wide receiver screen, which, by the way, there's an equal amount of blockers out there, and that's probably a nice gain if a defender misses. So it's little subtle things like that you can kind of see on film to where they're going with this offense underneath Jalen Hurts. Now let's flip it around. Let's talk about New Orleans Saints and how they tried to defend this. Once again, I can tell right away that they're in a 43 over. I can tell this because I can see their nose tackle, number 99. Once again, he's in like a one technique / kind of 2-eye. I would call that more of a 2-eye personally, but that's where he is. You can see that he's on the inside shoulder of your right guard. And then your 3 technique is towards the strong side of the offense, outside shoulder of Suamalu, your left guard. All right? So I can see their nose tackle and their 3 technique. From there, you got a 7 technique on the backside, and then you got a 9 technique on the strong side. Here's the deal. Here's what you have to look at and see how they're going to try to defend this. Look at the mic. Number 58 is the mic. That's who you would call the mic on this running play. So, as I see number 58, what I see him as is this is basically, he's lined up like a 0-0. All right? He's basically over top of your center this time, even more so than the previous play. Now, this is not a 43 over pro per se, but I would treat it this way. I would treat it the same way in terms of the blocking. This is how I would adjust my line. They're going to basically treat 58 as a 0-0. And then you can see that number 56, who is your will linebacker, is not even really in the screen. That's because he's outside of that 7 technique. So the way this would work, believe it or not, is your will would have the C-gap responsibility on the back end. And this is all predicated on fearing Jalen Hurts. They want to have a guy with a little more athleticism to seal that outside if Hurts pulls this down and tries to take it outside. Right? So they're trying to trick him into seeing this as a 43 under pro and trying to make him bounce it outside. And now this time they got a linebacker out there to hopefully try to make up for some of Jalen Hurts' speed. So then in return, your 7 technique, that defensive end, would have your B-gap responsibility. And then clearly the guy playing, your nose tackle here, who's playing that 2-eye / kind of 1 technique, has A-gap responsibility. And then on the opposite side, the 0-0 linebacker number 58, he would have your A-gap responsibility on the left side of the offense, right side of the defense. You got your 3 technique, who would have B-gap responsibility there. And then this is a little more of a wrinkle, but you have the C-gap responsibility essentially being that 9 technique would kind of crash down in towards Mulata a little bit, and he would take C-gap responsibility, and then this time Malcolm Jenkins isn't out there. So now your D-gap responsibility is going to fall into that nickel corner, who's over top of Hurts. You can clearly see they expected this to be a pass more so than a run, but they're guarding against Hurts too. At the snap, you're going to see what happens. Number 58 makes a bad mistake. Oh, he stays to the A-gap responsibility, just the wrong A-gap. He tries to get behind the play. And because of that, there's a big hole for Miles Sanders to run through. 58 goes to the wrong A-gap. Now, you see Miles Sanders, all he needs to do is put a stiff arm on Malcolm Jenkins, and that's a touchdown. This is really encouraging to see. This is a very good sign, and I can see how you can build all of this going forward. So, hey, very, very much a positive sign in my opinion. All right, guys, concluding thoughts. Sorry, different time of day when I first shot, guys, so light's going to be a little messed up here. Concluding thoughts are this. I don't know how long you can get away with running, zone option offense that, that's the basis of your offense, and then you kind of build outward from that. I don't know. I don't have the answer for that, but I'd like to see it continue until defenses show an ability to actually shut it down. I mean, I think sometimes we tend to, as a coaching staff on this team, to outdo ourselves and to pull the plug on something before the teams shut it down for us. And I think you got to make teams shut that stuff down first. I can tell you on film it was encouraging to see because it definitely allows you to open up your offense a little more. I love the fact that you could build around from that, like pre-snap motion stuff. You can hit people with end arounds. You can test the eye discipline of those linebackers and really go after them from the basis of this. You can roll out and do bootlegs and things like that. So in those aspects, I do like what I see, if I'm being honest. I really feel like Doug kind of really took things seriously. And he put together an offensive plan that you can see he's putting forth effort to save his job. And let's be clear, guys. That's what's going on. But hey, it's encouraging. I don't know if it'll continue. I'm waiting to see it, against the Cardinals, and then break down the film, see what happens, see what's going on, see how we're building things around things, and to see, can it last in the NFL? Will it work? Hey, man, it worked against one of the best run defenses in the league, so you got to give it a little credit here. All right, y'all. That's what I got for y'all today. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I'm sorry this was such a long video, but this is a massive topic to break down. All right, y'all. I will see you back again. I have more stuff planned. Like I said, I'm going to do the entire first series, that first drive of the game for you guys, and break down what's happening. And I got some other things I'm going to do from a film study perspective to kind of break things down. All right, y'all. Peace. I'm out of here.